Welcome to my channel, Level Headed with Levi D. Please hit the subscribe button, the like button, and set the bell notification to all. Please also share this. Let's get into it.
Don't wait up, I've been working hard every day, living dreams for a pay stub, yeah, straight up. 5 years later, like I said, I would make it on my way up. It's all up, coming from the nation, lay the foundation, true stuff, yeah, too tough. We ain't giving up on our dreams, everything is ahead of us. Stay true to your path, it's not where you start, it's all where you're at. It's where you end up when your back's to the mat. Do you cripple the flat or get up off your back? Deliver these facts to see them react. The stadium's packed, they all gonna snap. The motivated attract, the escalated attack, the frustrated hit back. Yeah, we move fast. I wanna change everything. I swear I'll do anything just to get where I wanna be. I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop, no. I won't let go. I won't drop, no. And I won't let go. I won't stop, no. I won't let go. It's automatic, I'm always getting after it. If you ain't working, I don't understand what's happening. There's not enough time just to be imagining. You gotta take some action towards practicing. I know it's not easy, but you gotta get out there. Make your own meaning, can't afford to have doubts. They'll interrupt here, man, I just wanna look out there. The crowd all screaming. I wanna change everything. I swear I'll do anything just to get where I wanna be. I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop, no. I won't let go. I won't drop, no. And I won't let go. I won't stop, no. I won't let go. I won't drop, no. And I won't let go. I won't stop, no. I won't let go. I won't drop, no. And I won't let go. I won't stop, no. I won't let go. I won't drop, no. And I won't let go.
Good morning. I hope you all had a good weekend. As a lot's gone on in the true crime world. My internet is kind of going in and out here a little bit, so you're going to have to bear with me this morning. Did you hear Gracie has been found safe? I did not know that, but thank you for letting us know. Let's see here. Hello, Sarah Nelson, and welcome to the channel. I saw you come in last night. Hello, Natasha. I did say 8:30, but then there was a lot of people covering the same case. Praying this baby is found. Hello, Cammy. Who else we got here? Good morning, Bling. We got Juju is here. Yaya's here. Who else we here? Lana's here. Tamara Marie's here. Tat Jack. Jody. Daisy's here. Sluggish is here. Telling their stories with Audrey. Hi, Audrey. I've been sharing your videos, Audrey. Hopefully they've been getting some more views. If you guys aren't subbed over to Telling Their Stories, she's got a good channel over there. She covers a lot of missing people, and you should get to know her. She's got a very, very good channel. All right, we're going to get into this. I am going to share my screen here. Hello. Let's see here. All right, this live is about facts and how facts matter. And the reason why I'm doing this is a lot of times people don't understand what facts are or forget to listen to the facts of the case. So that is why I am doing this. So there's a lot of things that have come out in this case, a lot of different things. I'm here to allow my viewers here to form their own opinion. When I say that is I'm going to display the facts. And when you have people of the family that come out and speak, the fact is that they come out and speak. That's a fact. Everything they say is to the best of their knowledge of what they have seen. Whether those are facts or not is based and determined upon us. As I know that the babysitter's spoken, there is a person that's spoken, the grandmother's spoken, the grandfather's spoken to news media. We're going to display the facts, break it down a little bit here. The FBI is involved. We're going to break that down a little bit here too. And facts are what matters in this case. And I do have a playlist on this case. I've been waiting to cover this. I let a couple other creators that I work with doing my due diligence, letting them gain their views, letting them gain the traction in the case, and kind of sat back and just been watching. I have collaborated. I don't agree with all of the creators that I have put into my little playlist on my channel, but I try to put almost all the updated information when a creator goes live about this case. I try to put it into there to give you one place to have to go search if you want to see new stuff on this. I will be setting it so that it's done by dates. So in the playlist, when the dates come up, you'll be able to see the newest, latest through my playlist. If you don't catch somebody on there. Hello, welcome in everybody coming in. So this is Quinton Simon. I'm glad that they changed the picture here. I do have 2 911 dispatch calls. I do that. It was just tweeted that the FOIA for the actual 911 calls is has been denied. So we'll get into that too. That just happened a few minutes ago. I want to go back to square one. We're gonna see a series of stuff. I did upload a separate video that will come out later today, but it's going to be just what the facts are. It's not going to be any interviews or anything like what I'm going to show today. So I'm going to show it in here as well. But I thought it was important to put out just the press releases. There is going to be a press release today at 1 p.m. my time, which is Central Standard Time, and I will be live covering it. So here's what I want to do. Quinton Simon is a missing child from Buckhalter Road, Savannah, Georgia. Missing since October 5th, and today is October 10th, so it has been 5 days. He is 20-month-old. Clothing description is a light blue Sesame Street shirt and black pants. Quinton was last seen in the area of his home on Buckhalter Road, Savannah, Georgia. Authorities are requesting the public's assistance with any information related to his whereabouts. Anyone with information regarding this individual is asked to contact Chatham County Police Department at 912-667-3134 or call 911. I've always found in these cases, if you live in Savannah, if you do live in Savannah, call 911 if you know anything about this kid. It will push you right through. If you have any tips or something interesting in the case, please call the 912-667-3134. The slightest little thing can make all the difference in this case and finding Quinton. And that's what we are here for, is finding Quinton. I just realized I removed the comment. Yeah. So there's a 911 call, but what I have is the dispatch. So the actual call from the mother to 911, people are trying to FOIA it to get it. It's an ongoing investigation. They're not going to let that out until after the investigation's wrapped up. Then you'll be able to FOIA for it. You could probably FOIA for other incidents that have happened at that residence, but on cases that are closed. On new active cases, they will hold that as evidence until Quinton is found. So there's that. We're going to get into some things here. I just want to do this real quick. No, just give me 1 second here. Just want to make sure nobody sent me anything while I've been live. You could get all the calls for 3 whole area, just not that call. Sorry for the typos. Hello, Annabella. Hi, welcome in. We are going to start here.
Quinton, we continue to investigate.
On here 1 second. We're going to start here. We're going to start at the beginning here on a press conference. Levi is listening from 6 a.m. until 10:30 a.m. Oh, anything in that period of time? I read all about this case yesterday. Nice. All right, we're going to do a refresher here. I'm going to mute out. Please put your questions in as I'm watching here on the question board here. So just give me 1 second here.
Quinton, we continue to investigate this incident. We've got some assistance from the FBI. We got numerous interviews to conduct today, as well as downloading phones and things of that nature to try to bring this case to a conclusion. It still remains a missing child investigation at this point until we reach a different conclusion based on any evidence that we may find or any updates or development that we may ever hear today. Just to kind of recap what we have done. As you know, we had aviation out here yesterday all day or half of the day, providing air support. We had mounted patrol from SAVANAH Police Department, which we sincerely appreciate. We had SEMA and the volunteers doing a grid search, an area search.
I hope you can all hear that. Put a 1 in chat if you can hear it. I wanted to stop because at the beginning here, he claims that this is a missing child update, and that it is until it's not, and that is by law enforcement. So that's why I wanted to stop here. I wanted everybody just to understand that. So there's going to be facts in here that you're going to. So if a missing child, does Quinton have an Amber Alert? No, because it didn't meet the criteria. That's the problem. I think that any missing child, hi, Emily Scott. I think that Unseen True Crime, and welcome in. I think that TX Jen, hello, good morning. I think that every child that goes missing and there's a report of them missing should get an Amber Alert until they're found. It only takes a few minutes. So there was a 4-year-old child reported during the time frame of 8:51 a.m. and 9:21 a.m. Timestamp, I marked it. I'll have to go look. All right, we're going to continue on.
Looking for little Quinton, and as of this morning, we still have yet to locate. So a lot of work to do. Our investigators are working extremely hard. They were here till 2 o'clock in the morning, this morning, and then came back in at 8 o'clock for a briefing, and are out here this morning continuing to investigate. So that is fortunately all the update, substantive update that we have here this morning. I'd be happy to answer a few questions that you may have, and we'll go from there. So.
Is foul play suspected at all in this disappearance?
So I know it's hard to hear, but the question was, is his foul play suspected at all in his disappearance? Here's his answer.
As of this time, we have not had any evidence to lead us to believe foul play, but everything's on the table, honestly. So we're looking at this from many different angles. We're getting all the technology that we can, looking for cameras that were in the area, things of that nature. So, but as of this interview, we don't have anything of substance that would lead us to believe it's still a missing child investigation.
So that's what's important. So at the beginning of this, I think this is the day after, or maybe the next day. I don't know the exact date. I'll find out here. Hold on here. I can tell you. October 6th at 10:03 a.m. is when this was. So that would be the day after, exactly 24 hours. As they got the first 911 call was at 10:03 was the first 911 call. Or 9:39 was the first 911 call. Dispatch, I first heard dispatch at 10:03 put out the call. So that must have been a pretty lengthy phone call. That's why that phone call would be nice to be able to listen to. We'll continue on here in a minute. So this is exactly 24 hours after he went missing. So that's important to keep in mind. And then I have another clip we're going to play too here in a little bit.
Why it took 3 hours to report the child missing?
So question is why did it take 3 hours to report a child missing? That's the question. Here's going to be his answer.
I don't know. It took 3 hours to report to the police. I haven't gotten into that level of detail when the mother noticed the child was missing. The only information that I have is that the boyfriend woke up, saw the child at 6 a.m. The mother woke up at some other time later, and then the child missing at 9:39. I believe the call came into 911. So the time difference and whatnot, I'm not privy to that level of detail at this second.
All right, so this is exactly why I'm doing this. So facts matter. So we have 9:39 is when the 911 call came in. He danced around the question because he doesn't know the details of the investigation yet. He said that the mother was doing some things, is what he says. I don't think at that time when he's doing this interview that he had all the details yet. So keep that in mind as we're watching this. He is doing a briefing based off of what he knows. He just got an overall briefing from his detectives as they are continually working this case. But I do agree, what was she doing in between 6 a.m. and 9:39? That is a big time to have not seen the child. We'll get into some more of that at the end, as I'm going to be focusing more on facts, but then we're going to go into our, it's kind of going into more speculation, but it's kind of like critical thinking, meaning I'm going to question something and we're going to think about it and come up with facts that are going to base the situation on what is going on here. And we'll continue on.
From what I understand, much of the morning, specifically when it did start getting light out, police weren't out there. Only recently now police are. So why we, in those precious hours of daylight in the morning, to have police out there?
Please restate your question. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I understood from a reporter on scene, or one of our reporters, there was much of daylight time this morning where police weren't out there. Kind of a little bit. Can you kind of explain?
This morning?
Yeah.
Okay, so the question is so Quinton went missing on October 5th. at 9:39 a.m. The question that the reporter is asking is why isn't there officers out on October 6th, which would be, he's saying this morning, which was October 6th, the next day at 10:03. There was nobody out there on scene searching for him, and he's going to answer the reason why here.
So, well, we had conducted our area grid search yesterday. So we didn't believe that we had exhausted that geographic area where we felt perhaps if he wandered away that he would be in that area. So we wanted to regroup this morning. We were out till 2 o'clock in the morning. Now we're narrowing it down to other small geographic areas, seeing if that would yield, finding Quinton. So we just felt that we had exhausted all of our geographic coverage area with what we did yesterday with the aviation, with the mounted patrol, with our drone. And we didn't feel that that would yield anything to be back at that exact location this morning.
So based on their investigation and how fast that toddler can move, they did a perimeter search of the area, and they used helicopters and drones. We'll find that out later in some of the press briefings. But the thing is they did a grid search of a certain area, and they went all the way in until 2:30 in the morning. And he was not in that area. They're going to do some localized searches that same day, which was October 6th, is what he said there. So we need to keep that in mind as we go forward here.
Doing at this point from your perspective?
Well, I haven't talked to them personally.
So the question is how are the parents doing at this point in time from his perspective, from the detective or the chief's perspective here?
Obviously, they have been working with our detectives. I can only assume that they're, at this point, they're victims. They are dealing with the loss of a child. They're worrying and wondering where he may be at. And so, as any of us, if we were in that position, I would be terrified.
So Daisy, they did do an initial search of the house. The other thing I'm going to tell you is that when FBI comes in, they do another thorough sweep of the house, and we'll get into that here in a few minutes on what the protocol is. And this is just my knowing and knowledge of speaking with other victims of missing children on what happens and what the procedure is. I kind of have been watching some of these other channels, and I caught an inconsistency with one news station said some things that I want to find answers to, and we'll play that here in a little bit. But that's a very, very good question, Daisy. Very, very good question, because I have concerns. People saying search warrants, people are saying other things, and we're going to get into that here.
Having 6 children of my own, if one of my children were missing, I'd be a mess, quite frankly.
And then follow up to that, does Quinton have any siblings? Are there any other brothers or sisters?
So the question is there any other siblings? The house was searched. Yes, it was, Lana, and we'll get into more. I don't know if Chatham County Police Department deals with these all the time, but I can say that by other interviews or other information that I found that they are doing this with the fine-tooth comb. So we'll get into that here in a little bit. We're going to continue on here. So the question is if he has any other siblings, if Quinton does.
There is an older sibling, maybe a year older or so. I think it's a boy, but I'm not 100% sure.
So the FBI was there yesterday to help. Is that customary, or were there certain aspects of the case that they thought it was necessary for them to come in?
So the question was, the FBI was there yesterday, which was the 5th. So the question is why were they brought in, or what evidence points that way to bring them in? He's going to answer that here in a second.
They will continue to help with the investigation in this type because it's a missing child, but there's also a potential it could have been abducted. Obviously, that falls within wheelhouse. They're a great organization to work with. They have an enormous amount of resources that necessarily local law enforcement doesn't have, and their willingness to step in, provide additional manpower, as well as the resources that they have, which it is welcomed beyond belief. So, but because it's a missing and could be an abducted child, that's where it falls within their wheelhouse.
So let's back up here. So I have a problem with this statement that he's saying right here. So, and this comes from watching and following and digging and researching and helping other families with missing children. The problem I have with this, what he just said right here, is that the possibility could be that he is abducted. So the problem I have is that there should have been, if the possibility was there, it should have been an Amber Alert immediately. If that was a possibility, and they're using that as the reason why FBI is there, that there could be a possibility of an abduction, then they should have put out the Amber Alert. That's the problem I have with it in all these missing kids cases that I've been covering. That Amber Alert should go out regardless. In my honest opinion, they can send you text messages, they can send you all this data stuff for over these elections. And I just got one this morning for a sheriff in my county that I live in this morning to remind me to go vote, remind me that the election's coming up. And my thing is it's called Levi Alert in Georgia. Yeah, I know it's called Levi Alert. My thing is that they're spending taxpayers' money or their own funding for these campaigns, and why not use the tax dollars you're already putting in all this effort to find a missing child? But the one thing you don't want to do is push the button for the Amber Alert. Doesn't make any sense to me. Common sense overrules the testimony here. And I do back the blue. It's just, I think that they go by the book. And if you're calling in, if FBI is coming in because it's a possible abduction, then there should have been a possible Amber Alert sent out then as well.
Do you believe Quinton to still be alive?
I hope he's still alive. We don't know. We don't have any information to believe he's not. But statistically, we know, how these cases may end up. So we're going to hold out hope that he's still alive, that we can find him and bring him home safe to his parents. But we'll continue to look at all angles and exhaust all investigative evidence.
What would be the indicators if we push it into an abduction? Like, what would be certain cases or the evidence you would need for it to go into an abduction type of investigation?
So the question is what type of information do you need to what type of information do you need to clarify this as an abduction? Like what type of information or what type of criteria is what the question is. I agree. Unfortunately, welcome in everybody that's here. When I thought, I agree. Unfortunately, Amber Alerts are subjective to each state and local LE. It should be a standard across the board. If FBI involved, then Amber Alert should be issued. I think that if FBI gets leeway or gets notified of this and they push themselves in like they did here, that the Amber Alert should have went out right when they decided that they should push themselves in. So, which would have been, it's 24 hours later, but a lot of times 24 hours is too late. They should have did it immediately when they got the 911 call. I mean, all it takes is a press of a button. You're already spending tax money by sending people out there, and a lot of the baby could be anywhere. Now, if the baby was abducted, the baby could be anywhere, and that is the sad part of this. We're going to continue on here. So the question is why is the FBI involved, pretty much, and what basis for the abduction theory?
Well, if we received some tip from the community that was substantive, that we could verify, that would lead us to that conclusion. If there was any type of video evidence or cell phone evidence that would lead us to believe in that that it would be that. So that would is what that would be. And let me say, I'm sorry I didn't mention, if anyone has information on Quinton's disappearance, they can.
So here, he goes in and answers this vaguely, with the possibility of an abduction. So I don't understand, no Amber Alert, but they don't have any leads. They don't have any tips. So he's going to his clipboard here. And this is why I said in the beginning, I showed the poster, and anybody that knows anything that lives in Savannah or knows anything that's going on with this case, dial 911. Don't go and dial the Crime Stoppers number. Don't go dial the other number. Dial 911, because you'll get a faster response and a faster statement, and maybe we can find Quinton. The rest of you out there that are digging, that are sleuths, that may be a little while like a ways away, like I am, use the Crime Stoppers number, use the email that's provided, use the other methods and means. If you see them in your local area, then call 911. So we'll continue on here.
Get on Chatham County Police Department crime tips on our website and put that information in there. They can also call Crime Stoppers at 912-234-2020 with any information that they may have.
Have you all been getting any tips?
I'm not aware of any at this point.
It's my understanding that Quinton's father lives north of here. It's not in town, but it's all sort of happening here now with the rest of the family.
I'm not sure.
So the question was, is that the father was not there when he went missing, and if the father is there now with the family. So we'll continue listening.
If he is here now. It is my understanding that he did live north of here and he was not here.
I'm sorry. I'm talking about the biological father. That's who they're talking about.
Here during the time of his disappearance. We did obtain a search warrant for the home. We're also obtaining other search warrants as of today, and we'll continue to execute those once we're able to secure those.
Okay, so let's talk search warrants. Just because they're obtaining search warrants doesn't mean that they are not cooperating with the police. So I wanted to make that clear with people. Just because they're obtaining search warrants, these police, something is making them do it with a fine-tooth comb. I don't know any other case. I mean, all other cases, they obtain search warrants and get signed off of so that they have everything by the book so that they can prosecute whoever took Quinton or whatever happened to Quinton. I think they're dotting all their I's and crossing all their T's is why they're obtaining search warrants. Doesn't mean that the family is not cooperating, as we'll find out later here with statements that they've made and statements that have been given to news media. We'll find out later that they've been fully cooperating. So I just think that they're dotting their I's and crossing their T's. And I think it goes on in a lot of other missing people's cases as well, that search warrants are obtained. Doesn't mean that they always have to use the search warrants to get entry into a home. So just because they're saying a search warrant, that statement that he's saying is he's going by the book and what they know what to do. So they've been going by the book the whole time, hence why they didn't get an Amber Alert. So now they're going by the book with everything else because this is getting national media news coverage, and they don't want to make an error. So yes, Juju. The reason why is because in the event they find something, the DA wants a search warrant because it is done to not have a search warrant without the documentation. Yeah, but that doesn't mean that the parents did not start to. Seems they are believing everything and they need search warrants to dig deeper than a regular search. No, I think in every missing person case that they get a search warrant to do the initial searches. Even if they don't present it at the home and the people are willing, they still have a search warrant on record, so that and then at court they can use it to say, here, we did have a search warrant, but the parents are working with us. They have been compliant. So at the same time, there's two sides to this. The parents can be cooperative and there still can be a search warrant. Doesn't mean that they need to use the search warrant to come in, but they still need to obtain that legally to in any legal proceedings. Yes, perfect. Search warrants are used for prosecution to make sure all things are done correctly to prevent a defense tactic to getting thrown out at trial. They're being proactive, and that's good. I agree with you. I'm sorry, Level. I'm going. I just haven't felt well. No, you're fine, Savannah. You're fine. Just when you feel like it. They're cooperating though, so it's just technicalities. I agree. I say get paperwork for everything so no questions can be asked, period, later. I agree 1 bit. We'll get into some more of that here in a little bit. We're going to continue on here.
You know where those other search warrants are?
I do not.
What's kind of the plan for today in terms of the investigation?
Well,
question is what is the plan for today? What is the plan for today in the investigation here is what was just asked. We're going to listen to the answer.
What I want to do is let the investigators do their work today, obtain those search warrants, execute those in a timely manner, probably reassess sometime later today and see where we may need to pivot this investigation. If anything, any information comes out today that yields a different result, leads us in a different direction. But we'll regroup later on today. I want to give my investigators space to go on and do their job. They don't need me in their face every 5 seconds asking them 100 questions. They're very capable, along with the FBI, and we're going to work diligently till we come to a conclusion.
So he's not going to hover over top of them. He's going to let his well-trained. I'm so grateful you're showing facts and explaining things. You're welcome, Anna. I'm doing this as I received several of messenger messages from Facebook talking about people's feelings and what's being released out there. And I think it's important to come back to facts. So I know that there's a lot of speculation around this case. I get that. And we're gonna get into some speculation, and we're gonna get into some questioning that I have based off of what I've seen. So here's this is 24 hours later. 24 hours later of his disappearance from the phone call. So we need to remember FBI's already there, already been searching. So why is there still no Amber Alert? And why? I don't get it. I don't get it. He's not going to hover. He's not going to suffocate his detectives, which is great. I think that facts matter in this one because I think that we can piece together because the speculation is running wide, and we're going to get into that here in a little bit on this as well. And this will be a little longer of a live, and I may do a part 2 of it coming up. So.
Talk with the mother. Sorry,
I have not, ma'am.
So question was if he's talked with the mother. He's letting the detectives do what they're doing, so you'll hear his answer here.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, the next one that I want to show you is going to be the Chatham County Police Chief Hadley shares an update on the search of the missing toddler, Quinton Simon, on 10/7. I do have that last interview and then the last press conference, this press conference, and this one, and then 2 news articles, 2 news briefings that just happened a little bit ago. I do have those ready and set to go. They're uploading right now so that we have the actual facts, and I'll be releasing those later, but we're going to watch this little piece here as this is very important. This is 2 days after he went missing.
Presentation. Anybody? Okay, we covered it. All right. Okay, you can go and give us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'd like to update commission on our missing 20-month-old Quinton Simon. I'll try to capture what we've done so far. We've tried to be as communicative to the media as we can. He went missing on Wednesday morning, approximately 9:49 or 9:39 is when his mother called 911. We made the scene, did an initial assessment, got our drone out there as quick as possible, looking because the initial report is that he wandered off. Over that span of time, we had.
So the initial report is that he wandered off. So that would be the criteria that they felt was the basis for not doing an Amber Alert, because he wandered off. So this is where I have a problem, is that I would really love to hear that 911 call. Because if the mother said that he got out of the playpen and wandered off, then I understand why there was no Amber Alert done. If the mother said that he was in his playpen and the door was open, that would be not wandering off. That would be more of a case of an abduction. So there's very nice details here. So we need to continue listening. And they also used a drone here. Which he's going to name the facts of what they used and what the resources are. So we're going to listen.
Aviation, mosquito control came and helped us doing an aerial search. We set up a grid search, had volunteers show up. SEMA assisted us again as well. We've exhausted that grid search at this time. We have yet to locate Quinton at this time. It's still a missing persons case, but we are actively investigating this. Our detectives have worked 18-hour days since this has started. The FBI has come in and offered us assistance. They've been a tremendous resource for us. We have assistance of SPD, County Sheriff's Office, Liberty County Sheriff's Office came up with their bloodhounds to track and do a track. We've tried to use every available resource we can that makes sense within our scope of the investigation to try to get a better understanding of what's happened to little Quinton. My detectives today, or our detectives today, are continuing to aggressively investigate, look at all investigative avenues, again, working with the FBI, downloading technology, looking at that data. Does that take us in one direction or another? So we hope that we can get some more information or more understanding of the situation as we go forward. Unfortunately, that's all I really have to report today. I wanted to, as I told you privately, Commissioner, your constituents out there in Girard have been fantastic. They've dropped off food to the detectives at the precinct. They've been very supportive. They went out and helped search their own backyards, things of that nature. So the community has been very, supportive of us and our efforts, and we appreciate them as well. So,
Okay,
aside from that, I'll answer any questions.
thank you.
So I wanted to point out here, so they already dumped the phones, meaning when I say dump the phones, meaning that they've already have them in their possession, and this is 48 hours after he went missing. In my honest opinion is that even if they're obtaining search warrants, my honest opinion is that the family's cooperating if they already dumped the phone records, because it's a little harder to, even if they got a search warrant, it's a little harder to get a reason why they need that to get a judge to sign off on it. So this is why I'm saying that they are cooperating, because it would have taken a little longer than this, and something would have had to lead them to there. Doesn't it take time to do those? It does take time to dump the phones, but they physically have the phones. They can physically go through the messages. But what takes time is going through and getting deleted messages and getting phone pings off of the phones. That data takes some time. But with resources like the FBI and having a whole department behind them in the tech world, it should speed up the process. So we're going to go back to this here. He 48 hours. He says that they've exhausted all search efforts and pinpointed search areas at this time. Quinton's not there. They can 100% say that he is not there by their grid search and by how little Quinton is. So we're going to get into, he says, asked if they have any questions. And this part is very, very interesting. So please pay attention here.
Now, the update, please don't ask him any questions about, okay? He gave you what he could give you, okay? So don't ask any questions about the update. But if you have anything else about his report, okay?
So he says, you can't ask, he goes, do you guys have any questions with the update? And I think this is the Chatham County, I think this is the commissioner's board. He says he gave you everything that he could give you and doesn't want any other information out. So we're going to listen on. I find that interesting. Body language tells everything. So there's a reason why he's saying this.
Okay. Because it's active and it's involved FBI, so.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and questions about his report, go ahead.
Yes, sir. One question. This might be for you or our attorney chief.
So that was the end of it. Is the guy that's speaking, the guy over here asked why he couldn't ask any questions about the missing child, Quinton. He says because it is under investigation and the FBI is involved, and basically shut him down and said no more. So I wanted to show that. Now we're going to play the other two clips that I have. They go into some other stuff. Actually, if you want to go find this whole thing, it's on their Facebook page, on Chatham County Commissioner's page. It's about a 3-hour video. It tells you about crime. It tells you about gun trafficking. It looks like there were some guns that were stolen at some point. It was a very good thing. I'm glad that Channel 3, WSAV, I'm glad. Thank you very much for clipping this out, as I was finding it this morning and clipped it out myself from the whole thing. But if you want to know more about the surrounding area and what's going on in Savannah, Georgia, definitely in Chatham County, definitely go into that. So we will, let's see here. They play a little bit more of it. We'll continue just to make sure I didn't miss anything.
But right to a speedy trial. What is that? 4 years in Georgia? Did they suspend that due to COVID?
So I think they play this whole thing. So there's no other questions. They just asked for the right to a speedy trial and some other stuff with some other violence and things going on in Savannah. We're going to go over here to the other one that I want to play here. We're going to go... we're going to play this one, but it looks like they updated something here. But we're going to play News Nation because that came out 14 hours ago. Then we're going to play this one up here, but we're going to play this one first. I'm going to mute out as this is going to go right into talking here. And please pay attention, and I'm going to let it play, and then we'll go back and review this. So facts matter. Just remember that. As I've been digging in on these people as well, but we're going to do what facts are here.
Investigators in Georgia are trying to missing toddler. The little boy has been missing for 4 days now and saw the door was opened and the little boy was gone. Brett Buffington from our News Nation affiliate WSAV has the details.
Complaint about her 1-year-old son is missing. She woke up, her door was
9:42
open.
Wednesday morning. Quinton Simon.
So that says 9:42. And I think they're doing that based off of the Broadcastify thing. I didn't find anything at 9:42. But what I do want to state is that I am an hour difference. So maybe it was 9:42. I don't know on Broadcastify. I don't think that the time change matters, but maybe it does. Maybe I'm off. But on anything else that I do, it's about the time that it was at the actual that it was the actual time is the actual time on Broadcastify, not because I'm an hour difference. When I go to the Lucian case, Lucian, which is the missing 4-year-old, which is now 5 out of Washington, his is set on the time there, not based on my time. So I have conflicting reports here with this 911 call. They say she called 911 at 9:39. I saw the initial dispatch call out was at 10:03. According to my math, it was 13 minutes into a 9:50 video. So that would put it at 10:03 is when the dispatch went out. So then later on at 10:24 is when they started calling more units there after the officer took the initial statement from the parents on scene. So I just wanted to point that out there, and we'll continue going through here.
Simon's mom told 911 her little boy was gone.
She woke up, her door was open. And he's unable to open the door. I think someone came in and took him.
Since that 911, the search for Quinton has been expansive with 2 helicopters, a drone, police on horses, and tracking dogs. Quinton Simon hasn't been seen in 4 days.
And I need everybody to help, everybody that knows anything, everybody. He's just a baby.
Quinton's grandmother told us the story her daughter, Quinton Simon's mom, Leilani Simon, told the police doesn't make sense. Quinton's grandfather told us the child's mother has lied to the family before.
Because she's lied to us so many times. And I don't know, it's just bad to say, but she just likes to lie.
Since Quinton disappeared, we've learned his mom and her boyfriend.
Okay, I wanted to stop it there. So speculation makes these cases blow up, which is a good thing, but a bad thing. It made social media come right to the case immediately as we see things don't add up. It makes good media. It makes good, and I like News Nation. They do a lot of great things in helping find these kids and keeping their stories out there. And I do like them, but I do want to point out that the grandparents there are saying that they don't trust their daughter. So is that fact or that's not? That is fact that they don't. Is that fact that's what happening here in this case? I don't know. That is up for us to decide. We have to make our own determination, but that I'm pointing out the fact. So this was done September 8th. I think that says September 8th, 2022 at 11:05. Disposition warrant. This is about tenants being evicted. Plaintiffs and defendants' names or addresses are blacked out here, redacted. Fact that they don't yet. 3 kids with her. Yes. So facts matter here. So this is a fact that this was going on here. We're going to hear other facts that already happened and that are mind-boggling to me. And I now have questions for grandma. And I'm not throwing grandma underneath the bus. There may be other things going on that we don't know anything about over here. Things may have changed. And I'm going to show you some other facts of some other social media stuff that I found that that are facts that they're out there on social media, and we need to make our own discussion on it. You need to make your own opinion on it as they're put out by media or they're put out on social media. And just like anything else, social media is just like TV. You only believe you can take what you see, and you need to form your own opinion around it based off of truth or not, because not everything that you see on social media is truth. So we'll continue on here.
Friend were being evicted from this home where the little boy was last seen. A day before this eviction was filed, this incident report said Quinton's mom, Lily, and her mother, Billy Joe Howell, got into a fight. The report says Quinton's uncle told the cop Laney had a history of stealing family and using the money to buy drugs. Federal agents are helping with the search. On Thursday, we watched as the FBI searched dumpsters, drain pipes, ditches, and the woods. This family holding on to the hope that Quinton will be found alive.
He asked me. He wants me to pick him up and play with him.
So far, there has been nothing investigators have found to lead them any closer to answering where is Quinton. Reporting in Chatham County, Georgia, Brett Buffington for News Nation.
Investigators in Georgia.
I'm gonna plug there. Right there, plain as day. That is a vehicle. I have your dad.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry about that. I don't know why. Oh, it jumped to the next thing. Hold on here. There's an incident report that was done, that was filed. So we're going to talk about that just for a second here. And then I'm going to continue on to the next little thing that I want to show you, why there's conflicting reports, whether they're cooperating or not. There's a news article here. A lot of times the news media stations get their information right from the police station. Just so you guys know, the other thing is that there was an incident there on September 8th or September 7th, 2022. There was a charge of battery that was done. We saw the documents there. There should still be, probably should be an upcoming court date here for that simple battery. I just wanted to point that out. So that is legal record there. So that is a fact that happened at that residence. And the day after, she wanted to kick them out. I don't know if that's how she feels now. We don't know, but maybe that is why the grandparents come out and speak. The babysitter comes out and speaks. We're going to get into some more of that here in a minute. I want to play this one, I believe. Hold on here. Yeah. I want to play this one as they do speak a little bit different in here. How do you know she waited for waste services to come around? We don't know. So We just know based off of the waste service and their pickup times for the neighborhood. But as you could tell, they were going through garbage cans. So obviously the waste, I don't know if it was picked up, if it wasn't, I don't know. But we'll get into some more of that here in a minute. I'm going to play this one. I'm going to mute out. So this one kind of goes over the same thing that News Nation did. It's just another perspective. It's ABC World News tonight with David, and we'll go into that. And then we're going to play this one from 3 hours ago because I don't know what that is. So.
Here at home, the FBI is now the urgent search for a missing. At home, the FBI now joined the urgent search for a missing toddler from southern Georgia. Officials are holding out hope of finding him alive. Here's ABC's Faith Abube.
Tonight, the urgent search for missing Georgia toddler Quinton Simon.
Here at home, the FBI has now joined the urgent search for a missing toddler from southern Georgia. Officials are.
Hold on here 1 second. I just want to refresh this because it's got a buffering issue. So bear with me 1 second here, and then I'll play this. I'm going to release a video with these facts after the fact here, and I will open up here in a little bit to go over people's thoughts. Hi, Miami Spice. Hi, Unseen True Crime. All right.
Missing toddler Quinton Simon.
Here at home, the FBI has now joined the urgent search for a toddler from southern Georgia. Officials are holding out hope of finding him alive. Here's ABC's Faith Abube.
Tonight, the urgent search for missing Georgia toddler Quinton Simon intensifying. Investigators, including the FBI, recanvassing, quote, specific areas looking for the 20-month-old.
It's been horrible. I keep picturing his face.
Quinton reported last seen at 6 a.m. in his Savannah home wearing a light blue Sesame Street shirt and black pants. Police say Quinton's mother reported him missing more than 3 hours later at 9:40 a.m.
I hope he's still alive. We don't know. We don't have any information to believe he's.
For days now, authorities searching by air and by land, including a nearby pond for the little boy. Still answers. Quinton's grandmother, Billy Jo Howell, talking to reporters.
I don't know what to think right now. I don't know what to believe because I don't think anybody ever believed this is going to happen to them.
According to ABC News affiliate WJCL, Howell has legal custody of Quinton and his 3-year-old brother, and just last month filed court documents to evict her daughter, Quinton's mother, and her boyfriend from her home. But police say there doesn't appear to be a custody dispute.
And Lindsay, police say all parties are cooperating with the investigation. They also say they have not issued an Amber Alert for Quinton because there's really no indication at this point that he was abducted. Lindsay.
So that's what I wanted you guys to hear. So news media, these reporters here on ABC 7 or ABC News Audio World News Tonight, speak with investigators. So they're cooperating with the investigation, is what the news media has been told by the actual police department. So I wanted to clear that up for people that are out there thinking that just because they're obtaining search warrants doesn't mean that they're not cooperating. And it's very I just wanted to point that out. The other thing that is I'm questioning, and then we'll watch another thing is if the grandmother had full custody or had custody or whatever, why was the grandmother gone, and why did she leave the babies there in the daughter's presence. And what did she claim when she filed the custody to get custody of them? What was she filing? What was her basis? What was her statute of why she should be granted custody? I need to dig in on to the court papers. I believe I have them. If I don't have them, I'll get them. That's going to be very important. So True Crime with Shannon, hello. Hi, Duchess. Welcome in, everybody coming here. It's very, very important that we look at facts. So what the babysitter is saying, and I watched the interview, and we'll go over the interview today. What I want to say is family court records are not public. Well, then how did ABC get the court records then? That's my question. If they're not public, because they have them in their possession. My other thing is that Children's Services took custody and gave to grandmothers so they didn't go to foster care. Interesting. On what basis, though? And you know what? I think this is a good spot. I will drop a link here. If I'll drop the link, but I'm going to go play one more thing. I just wanted to show everybody that this reporter here says that they're cooperating with police, even though they're obtaining search warrants. We need to keep that in mind. They obtain search warrants, but they are cooperating with police. It was stated here, investigators said cooperating. So we need to remember that. And, probation to drug charges. Okay. I pasted the link, but I'm going to play one more video. Wow. If anybody wants to come up here, wants to discuss this case, you're more than willing to come up here. Just be respectful, as we're not going to blame guilt on anybody. We can have speculation, but all speculation has to be backed by facts. So you can say your what if, but then I'm going to counter it with what facts do we have on the opposing side to make sure that whether that is facts or that's just hearsay. So we're going to go. Let me take this down just for 1 second. Let me go back one. I see News Nation put out something three hours ago. Oh my goodness, is that really you? You don't turn on your camera. I'll let you up. Hello, you're on mute.
Hey.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great.
I am absolutely just so grateful you're covering this in the manner you're covering it. I mean, I was already a fan, but I'm absolutely a fan now. I just cannot thank you enough.
Well, thank you very, very much. I just watch the speculation, and as it grows, I want to get back to facts. I mean, speculation is just like with law enforcement. Speculation is needed and has to. That's how they form their leads. So they get a tip or they get a speculation from a babysitter or a neighbor, or like the one neighbor was doing the screaming outside. Well, I think that screaming came from when there was the altercation when the mother went to jail or whatever for battery. But you have to take your speculation and everything that's happening and base it off of facts. And that's what I like to do. It simplifies it a little bit. But still at the same time, like everybody has their own opinion. So I have my theories on every case that I cover. It's just how far can you take the facts to push your opinion or your determination to figure out what's going on.
Yes, right before you, I hate to say it, but sometimes misinformation gets out there as fact, and before you know it, you got a whole mess.
Yeah.
That no one can differentiate between the truth and then just misinformation. Sometimes opinions become fact, and it's not the case.
Yeah, and the police are going to come back out and speak. They're going to do a briefing this afternoon. I'm really excited to see what they've found or what they've uncovered.
Oh yeah, I am too.
Yeah, I got people that are searching Broadcastify. I'm going to go back and see if I can get the date off of those incident reports and see if we can get what the dispatch said in those.
That's actually what I wanted to ask you, because I I cannot blow it up big enough to see the part where the grandmother's written statement states that she wanted the 3-month-old baby, the 20-month-old baby, the 3-year-old baby, and then the boyfriend and her daughter to be evicted. I mean, I'm not saying that's not what it says. I'm saying I cannot read it. It's just so tiny. You know what I'm saying? That where
Yeah.
they got into that altercation, and whenever the daughter called and then they responded to the call or whatever, she didn't want to press charges on her mom because it was over laundry. She said, I'm on probation. I don't want any trouble. And that's how I found out she had a drug history, and the mother ended up with custody of all the children except for the 3-month-old baby girl that was with the current boyfriend.
Well, when we get a case like this, I'm just going to put it out there. So the grandmother has a big, long criminal record. It's
I'm
not
sorry, did you say the grandmother? I'm sorry,
the
the
grandmother
grandmother?
does. The
Okay,
grandmother
okay.
does. And the thing is everybody's lived a life. The past is the past. It's what you make of your future.
I agree.
Just because she has a long, extensive criminal record doesn't mean that it has anything to do with the situation that's going on right now. And people need to understand that just because grandma is suspect because she has a long criminal record doesn't make her, maybe she's changed her life. I don't know. I've been through her social media, so I do know that she's at least trying.
Yeah. Do you know how current those are? I mean, is it like 10, 15, 20 years or?
It was on Sluggish Sleuth last night. I don't know how current they are. I actually probably have them. Hold on here.
I mean, because if you think about it, I mean, I'm sure you're not the same person you were 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. You know, everyone grows and life experiences, and especially if you have grandchildren. I mean, if that's not a get your life straight situation, I mean, what else can there be, you know?
I'm not the same person I was 1 year ago.
Exactly. Everyone changes. Yeah, I agree.
And everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. God knows I've made mine, but it's nothing like the daughter has current. You know, she's actually under probation, and she was very fortunate. Her mom took the kids in her custody because it would have been a sad day to see those babies go to foster care.
Yeah, definitely.
Emily says dating back to the 90s. I want to know. I'm not sure.
Hold on.
Okay.
I think that is correct.
Okay.
Address history, phone numbers. Hold on here. Oh, I didn't get the rest of it. There's a lot of stuff on there. Long criminal history, but looks like she has calmed down over the years. Yeah,
Cool.
and if you follow her on TikTok,
I'm not on anything other than YouTube, sweetheart. I got off of social media March of 2021.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm a loser.
She so sometimes that's great. Well, there's two ways that you can use social media. So you can use it for bad or you can use it for good. And I really didn't do before I started doing all this. I really wasn't like active on social media.
Yeah.
So let's see here. What do they say? We have cases where people are cooperating, but then if info comes out, we must keep an open mind and stick to the facts until the police share evidence. I agree 100%.
Mm-hmm. You've got a wonderful chat, by the way. I wanted to tell you that. Your chat is amazing. They're so nice and they get along so well. They're great.
Yeah. I have a lot of people that was 60 people here a little bit ago, but there's a lot of people that listen to me while they work.
Yeah.
So you don't see everybody that chats, but they listen and then they comment or
Yeah.
they're doing other stuff.
I'm usually a silent listener, but this morning I had to. I was like, I've got to let him know. I'm so grateful you're doing it by fax. It's awesome.
Yeah. the grandmother's records from 96 to 2011. So nothing for the last 10 years, 11 years.
Yeah, that's
So that says a lot right there. So the other thing is that you have to decipher through what's facts. So like just because a babysitter comes out and starts speaking, is that facts? The fact is that the babysitter came out and speaking. I don't know if you guys saw the interview with the babysitter, but the babysitter thought it was necessary to go live on her own, and then since has privated everything. And I hope that instead of just going live and making all these claims and stuff, I hope that she spoke with detectives first.
I was wondering that. I learned that this morning, and how she said a lot of things, and that could end up in court because that was pretty bad. And it was actually 2 babysitters. One stopped working because of the things that she was doing. It was very concerning because this is what I feel, that in the event that these babysitters were aware of these activities going on in the home with these minor babies, why didn't they say something? To me, they could have prevented a lot of this if they would have spoke up and said something. If they know that she's giving these children NyQuil, melatonin, and other things for sleeping, they should have spoke up.
But that's the whole thing. How much of that is facts? So how much of what the babysitter is she trying to get her 10 minutes of fame? Why is she doing this? Was she owed money? What is the basis of that? Was there an argument between the family and the babysitter before all this happened? There's a lot of what ifs, and how much of what the babysitter said can we take as facts? All we know is the babysitter spoke, thought it was cool to go live. Since then, has taken it down, because I think what she just did is got herself in trouble because she didn't report any of this. Why? Unless maybe she did, but why would you speak publicly about it to show everybody? It's kind of like I always caution myself when you have tapes. So like I'll refer back to the Michael Vaughn disappearance. So Michael Vaughn's still missing. He's a 6-year-old now out of Fruitland, Idaho, and I think you watched majority of that stuff. I have a tape from a babysitter that I won't release all of it, as the investigators need to investigate. So I released enough of it to get the hate off of the family and stuff, and it worked. And the thing is that the other side of the people that were doing the misinformation and the other stuff in the case had the same tape that I have, but chose not to display it because they wanted to show a certain narrative. And is that what we're dealing with in this case? I always caution myself when people come out and they start speaking, because how can we blend that as fact? How do you decipher through what's facts and what's not? When it comes to somebody's testimony, they're not in the court of law, and it is public platform, so you can pretty much say whatever you want.
Well, I have a question. Sometimes people like to deflect, and from what I understand, the grandmother went to the babysitter's home, basically asking her where the child was, as if she thought that she had taken the child. She had access to the home, and she was in and out of the home, and I guess she was, worst case scenario, you've got the baby, where's the baby? And I was wondering if she could went and said those things just to deflect, or point a finger at them because of these things, because she was being accused of taking the baby. Like, you're not going to accuse me of that because I know you did this and this, that kind of thing. I was very curious why she went live and did that. That was extremely reckless to an investigation. That was horrible for her to do that.
The other thing is there's a channel that I used to be a part of that did an interview, and it is in my playlist here,
Yeah.
where she reached out to the babysitter and said she was a YouTuber. And this was, I don't know when exactly that phone call took place. I'd have to go back and listen.
Yeah.
But at that point in time is when she determined that it was time to start talking with people in social media world. So what relevancy does anything that she has to say have to do with the case is what I'm asking. Why now? Why didn't she do this 2 weeks ago, or whenever she saw them giving the baby NyQuil, or whenever she saw the bruises, or
yes.
why now? Something had to happen in order for you to do it now?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying earlier. I mean, like if you see it and you know it, I mean that's horrible, and she should have spoke up. At least tell the grandmother, someone. You know, I know the grandmother's been out of pocket. She's been working out of town or whatever, but I mean, there's other people that she could have told. I mean, like the police. I mean, goodness. That's the bruises around the neck just shocked me. I couldn't believe that.
Well, is there evidence, proof, like this babysitter? She's making these statements and making these accusations, and I call them accusations now until we have proof that they actually happened. So
I was wondering if there were pictures taken, because it was reported by several, but as you say, and you're 100% correct, we don't know that to be factual. It could just be misinformation or speculation or just a hearsay that she's throwing out there, trying to make the mother look even more unfit than the courts decided she was initially, to give the custody to the grandmother.
see, here's a good point. We have no receipts that these babysitters were actually even babysitters, or if anything was reported back to the grandma, like one babysitter claims, all hearsay. The other is that the one babysitter lives on the block, or lives like right around the corner. The girl that was going on her feed. So is she really a babysitter, or is she just a neighborhood person that would watch the kids when they were in a crunch and needed her to watch the kids?
Exactly. And my other question is, in the event that she did not have custody of the children, why was she left for overnight? Supposedly, according to some of the reports I've seen, that the babysitter would get there between 5:30 a.m., whatever, and she could be there between 4:30 to up until 6 o'clock. And she did live relatively close, thank God. But why was the parent that was seen unfit to be, the primary custodian of the two boys, why was she left in the home alone? And where was the grandfather? Was he with the grandmother? That's something I have not seen. I don't know why I haven't seen that, but where was the grandfather?
I think, by my recollection of, I think that they were both out working.
Okay.
I know that the grandmother, I don't know for sure where she was, but I think that she's a pipe fitter, so she travels around a lot, and I see that she has 2 mobile home campers by her other media stuff. So she goes for a period of time. She was here in Chicago for a period of time, I guess, which she then goes to the job site and then parks the camper someplace and then just travels back and forth to work, but then lives out of the camper.
Gotcha.
Yeah, which is interesting way of making a living, but it looks like from her social media stuff that she was a happy-go-lucky person. She didn't have lots of pictures or photos or videos of the kids, but she did have a decent amount of stuff. Actually, the babysitter has a decent amount on her social media of pictures in the backyard of the actual residence. And
again, level with all of that being said, her having a job that she has to be out of town for a length of time. With all of that being said, why was she granted custody if she's going to be an absentee custodial parent. That should have been a non-negotiable for the children. I mean, unless they had a live-in nanny that was, cleared by the DCS or whatever they have in their state. I'm just like, how did that even happen? I understand she was trying to keep her grandchildren from going into foster care, but where did that get us? Are you
Yeah.
following me? Am I making sense?
Yeah. No, you're making sense because
Okay.
if she has custody, then why are the kids over there with the parents? If
The
she had,
parent that was granted unfit, absolutely, and that's what I don't understand. Other than just trying to beat the system and say I'll take custody, but I'm going to allow my daughter to spend time with her children after the hours of XYZ up until the following morning. Well, look what happened under the daughter's watch. I don't know. It's just very confusing to me. And I hate to say this, but the grandmother should be held in some kind of accountability. She should be held accountable for that negligence. That was a poor decision.
well, there's a lot of people that need to be held accountable. The babysitter needs to be held accountable too, because I have a feeling by what Audrey telling their stories was said here, she said she took pics and sent them to grandma. So if that's the case and the grandma used those, I don't know if grandma used those pics in court or whatever, but why, as grandma, why would you go out of town and leave them there? And why would, why, I don't understand it, because obviously if the babysitter is that active in their lives, the babysitter would also know that the grandmother has custody and would also know that the grandmother was out of town for work.
I agree.
So that is also wrong as well.
So is that what they're talking about when they say that they're going through all cell phone data? I guess, is that what they're speaking on, is the the messages between babysitter and grandmother? Because if that's the case, she had knowledge of, neglect, abuse, whichever. I mean, she had knowledge of it, but yet she didn't make her way home. She didn't make arrangements to have those children not there with the daughter, or I would have called the police and said, I just received this from my babysitter, and I need you to go check on my grandkids because I'm on my way now. That's how I would have handled it, but for whatever reason she didn't. But you're exactly right. I never looked at it like that. You're exactly right.
I think I know for a fact that there's other people that live in that house.
Yeah.
I'll just tell you now, one of them raps on YouTube, doesn't have a lot of followers. There is other stuff that has gone on, and other violence and other things that have gone on. The thing that questions me the most is when you have other people that were home or that live at that residence. Let's say that there's 5 or 6 other people that live there.
Okay.
So you have 5 or 6 other people this is why they have to obtain the search warrants and follow the book. So you have 6 other people that might not have, or 4 other people that might not have anything to do with it, or any of them.
But they might have had knowledge to the incidents that took place.
Well, they'd have to get a search warrant for each one of those phones. And we don't know if everybody in that house is cooperating, or if some people aren't, or if the parents are, but other people living in the house don't want to give up their cell phones. We don't know that. And also, you would think that they would take any communications with the babysitter, because that's a frequent person around the family.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And she's admitted she's in media files to the grandmother. That's incriminating on her. I mean, there's so many people that failed this innocent baby. And I mean, it breaks my heart. It happens way too often. And there has got to be changes made. And again, Level, I appreciate everything you're doing right now. I mean, it just really, it makes my heart smile, because you're a voice of reason. And we have very little of that in these YouTube streets. And again, I've been a fan, but I'm an even bigger fan, and I appreciate you so much.
Well, I think I'm getting better as I go. I was a little scared when I first started my channel. Well,
It's
the thing
called
is,
growing pains. It's growing pains. It's okay.
well, I mean, I can sit here and do a whole live on speculation and make everybody and get all these numbers and all these people into my chats, but at the same time, um, I want to lay my head down at night and not have to worry if I did something wrong or if I'm making people view different things and the hate and stuff. So I just,
Absolutely.
if you do what's right, you can go to sleep at night. And
Oh yeah, absolutely.
that's the whole thing. I plan to grow my channel and hopefully in the near future to get big enough that I can go and actually visit some of these places and help the actual families and give my own little sense. I mean, I know a lot of stuff behind the scenes in some of these cases that I can never release publicly until the kid is home or the kid is found. And
Yeah.
at that point in time, I will release stuff when it's necessary. So,
Well, so you know things from behind the scenes, but what like Summer and Little Monkey have encouraged me to do in my personal life is as of last Tuesday, I joined our local rescue squad to get my search and rescue certifications through all of the organizations, FEMA, Red Cross, I mean, you name it, because we need more people to go and because law enforcement can only do so much, but we need more people that aren't just these keyboard warriors. We need more people that actually go and they actually are a part of making a difference. So it has encouraged me. I mean, I'm even getting underwater training. I'm going full force because this could be my grandchild. This could be somebody in my family. This could be the kid next door. It could be anywhere at any given time. So it has encouraged me to make a difference in my own way.
yeah, and that's awesome. That's the whole power of community and seeing what is wrong out there and taking it to the level to actually make a difference. And it feels good to make a difference, doesn't it?
Oh, it does. And like you said, you can go to bed at night with a smile on your face and know that you made a positive difference or you stood up for the truth versus following the masses. And again, that's the reason why I truly appreciate you and I appreciate your time and you allowing me up on panel. I mean that means a lot to me also. But I appreciate you making a difference because you really are, and I know your channel is going to grow. You have the greatest attitude for that.
Do you watch Duty Run?
I'm sorry, one more time. I live on a farm and I have like some crazy bird out here and a horse. What'd you say? I'm sorry.
I live on a farm too, but do you watch Duty Run?
Could you believe he made a statement about this case? I mean,
Oh,
I'm sorry about the law enforcement with Kylie. That blew my mind.
yeah.
That's a totally different case. But yeah, I do watch him.
Okay. I like the fact that he says that somebody in his chat he's big enough that he's able to say that somebody in his chat will need his services so hate is not welcome there because you have to think before you type. And that's like one thing that I always took from him is that just because you can have your opinions or whatever doesn't mean to be all hateful to people. And the other thing is that I always say that families of missing people, they're victims until they're not, and the only people that can make them not victims is law enforcement. So we have to treat them as their victims. That's why facts are facts and facts matter.
And that's the problem we have with the majority of these cases. We're already, in our own mind, we already are claiming people are guilty. And a lot of times they're not even relevant at the end of the case. It's just like they were crucified and hated for no reason and caused them a lot of unnecessary stress and fear due to the public. It was almost like witch hunts, and I've seen it several times. And that's unfortunate. And you're absolutely correct. Again, I mean, you're absolutely spot on.
What I have a question, and I've been debating whether, hold on one second. I've been debating whether or not that the grandparents came out and said that they don't believe their daughter's a liar, they can't trust her and stuff. But at the same time, they're in shock right now. So do they really realize what they're doing and what they're creating as they're doing this? And
no, there's no way a parent with a level head. I mean, they're already frustrated, obviously, with her life choices, and they have been put in a position to pick up her slack, for lack of a better term. I hate to say that, but I hope you know what I'm saying with that. I'm not trying to be ugly. Like, they're having to take on roles full time versus being just a grandparent. They should have never said that, because when they said that, speculation is like a wildfire. The mother may be completely innocent. Yes, she has a sketchy past. Yes, she may be an unfit mother according to the guidelines in her area. But they should have never said that. I mean, never. That was wrong. How did they know that? I mean, if that's the case, why were you allowing her to have the children there whenever you weren't present? I mean, that right there just tells me that they're just as much responsible, because they just said she was a terrible, like, she's not an honest person, and she lies and she steals. And I'm just like, well, then if that's the case, why did you make that decision to leave her, the kids in her care? I mean, come on, people. You just basically just told us that you're ignorant. I mean, I hate I said that, but you're not thinking with the level head. You're gonna spew all this to the public, and I don't think they realize it's gone nationwide here, and the whole country is thinking, "Yep, the daughter did it. The daughter did it." You know, what if she didn't? And you just actually put her out there like that. And if that's the case, again, why did you feel it was okay to leave her with those children if you feel this way? It makes no sense to me. I mean, I'm as frustrated as can be with them. I'm just like, you just gave us a perfect example why you shouldn't have left them there with her. What are you thinking? You know? I'm sorry, that was probably blunt, but that's just how I feel.
No, that's the whole thing is like, so what the grandmother and the grandfather did. Oh, hold on here one second.
That's what I meant by, I think that they should be held to some type of accountability for their poor decisions. Do you see what I'm saying? Like the court system did not want that woman to have custody of her children for a reason. However, they basically are in contempt of court because they allowed her to be alone with those children, unsupervised and all the things. So there's a legal issue there on their end. They're in contempt regardless, because that was not the agreement between the judge and the grandparents.
Yeah, the thing is that what they did is created, made national news like want the story more, which, so I always say that even negative publicity is always good publicity, but at what expense are you going to go through to ruin your whole complete, probably the rest of your life with your daughter, if in fact your daughter didn't do anything and you just said on national public TV that for millions
like
of people,
a worthless human being.
Yeah, like at what time is I mean, would you ever be able to forgive your parent for saying something like that?
Absolutely not. I'm sorry, but that should have been completely been a private conversation. That should have, I mean, they might have wanted to say, look, law enforcement man, my daughter makes terrible decisions. She's been known to steal. She's been known to have drug issues. Obviously, she's on probation now for drug-related charges. So this is a known fact. Yes, she's a terrible person. We did not raise her this way. However, sometimes your children, they do as you do. And I mean, I hate to say it, but she probably saw some things growing up. And that's just I'm just saying. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying sometimes that happens. It's like do as I say and not as I do type of deal as far as her mother went with her past. But my point is that as far as that goes, that was like the biggest slap in the face, because like what you said, what if this girl absolutely slept through someone coming in her home and taking the baby? What if? There's no way I'd have a decent relationship with my parents. We'd have to go to family therapy and all kinds of counseling, and I would have a serious issue with them because they just basically humiliated me. And she's going to be one of the ones that we would consider, oh, it's on a witch hunt. They're going to try to find any and everything to make her guilty because they already assume she's guilty based on the two people that are supposed to love her the most. It's wrong. That's ugly.
Sure.
I would have never done that.
You're watching the screen?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, that's grandma, the grandma and the mother.
I can't see because I'm on my phone. All I can see is like our private chat. That's all I can see. I can't see anything else. So I have no idea if the chat's like hating me right now or whatever.
You're fine. I just had a show on TikTok on in August of 2021 that they were hugging and talking and chatting. Everything was fine and dandy with the mother and the daughter. So there is another video as well where they're all nice and happy and stuff. It looks like from the same night, but
I'm sorry. What month was this from? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
August of 2021.
Okay, so a year ago. Okay.
A year ago. So what is the deciding factor of why the change now? So
well, that was probably before she got into trouble with her probation and her drug charges and all of the courts and all the things that happened to get her to where she doesn't have custody of her children. We're talking about over a year ago. A lot can happen in just one summer. I'm unsure of it, but hey, listen, as well as I do, a lot of times social media is not the truth. It's what you want to portray.
Yeah.
You can be anybody you want to be on Facebook or TikTok or whatever, and it could be furthest from the truth.
Yeah. Obviously a lot's changed.
Yeah.
Her charges were from October 2020. Well, in this video that they did here.
Oh, wow. So that was prior to
the video.
Yeah.
So, but a lot of things can change, and drugs can do a lot of things to different people. And
true.
We don't know anything else that's going on. So we don't know financials. We don't know if there was a recent somebody lost their job. We don't know all those facts.
True.
And that's why we put it into police's hands until they say something. We have to take and put the facts of the matter and catch what they're actually saying and put it into layman's terms for actual viewers, and then let the viewers form their own opinion. And I know, like, if I went down and asked each individual person here in this chat and all 60 people that are listening right now, if you all get in the chat and put your theory down on what happened, there will probably be 50, 60 different explanations of what happened. Everybody has their own opinion.
But the majority, based on what we've learned, the majority would point the fingers toward the mother just based on what the parents said alone and knowing her charges. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you were to do that, if you took a poll, I'm telling you, like, I'm saying 80% at least level, they would say the mom, based on what the parents said. If that's all they know about the case, well, their own parents don't trust her, so probably she did it. Some people do anything for drugs, whatever, because they mentioned drug history. I hate to say that, but that's just.
It's just weird that the door was open. So, and that's what is being claimed by the mother when she called in, is what the dispatch said. We can only go off of what we've heard. And unfortunately, the investigation has to continue, and they need to come out with more information to either say, yes, 100%. It's looking more like a criminal investigation, or it's still a missing person investigation.
Well, I was going to ask you this. It was brought to my attention this morning that in her in her area, she was on the route for trash pickup for last Wednesday, and I do know that they had dogs out going through different garbage cans and stuff. And I was just curious, and I hate to say this, I really do, but I was just curious if they had the cadaver dogs out there as well. I don't know how to tell the difference, and I haven't found anything to say that, but it was one of my questions if they actually went to the landfill where they take all of the public waste to the garbage and so forth, because I did see them going through different types of trash receptacles and things so forth like that. I was just curious. I hate to say that word, but I mean, that was something that was brought to my attention that made me curious about that.
I agree with you. It's interesting that the news media can take a shot of somebody searching the garbage and then people form opinions based around it. So
then they found out that she was actually on that route and that she called after it had been picked up. I mean, it was just like, why in the world? That should have been private information just for the investigation. But like you said, the media is out there and they're making shots of all the things going on. And it's like you said, I mean, they're going to speculate, and here we go with a ton of misinformation. And now the parents are speaking ill of the young mom. She's like 22. I mean, it's a sad situation all around. And I pray for a hedge of protection around the two small children in the home now and this precious little baby boy, wherever he may be. I just pray that the Lord protects him. Just put a hedge of protection around this innocent little baby and everybody involved. I hope everything comes out and we can see his beautiful little face and I hate to say it, but he's not back with those grandparents until they have some type of training or something. I hate to say that, but gosh, it makes me fighting mad. It just aggravates me to no end. I mean, they left those innocent babies with someone that they just totally hated on in front of everyone watching. That's horrible. They should be looking in the... I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. I wanted to bring this up. So there's a reporter for WSAV, which is a guy that's been out there on scene and stuff. And he's a reporter for Channel 3. New FOIA request for Leilani Simon's 911 call and the body camera video of officers arriving at Quinton's home last Wednesday, made by at WSAV investigative unit, have been denied by the county attorney's office. So our office is in receipt of Open Records Act request dated October 7th, 2022 at the Chatham County Police Department and 911 Center. Please consider this our response. In your request, you asked for copies of the following: body cam footage, responding officers, and missing persons call, Quinton Simon, to include the officer's arrival, initial contact, and initial search of the home. Pursuant to whatever section it is, the information you have requested is exempt from production due to an ongoing criminal prosecution and investigation. Should you have any questions, feel free to contact this office. And before you say your 2 cents on this, just because they say criminal prosecution and investigation doesn't mean that it's criminally being investigated. Like, it's still a missing person, and they think that those are just regular legality terms that they actually use. And it's gonna take people to run and spin with it. And this was from Reginald Martin, assistant county attorney. So,
well, we do know that a crime has been committed. As I said earlier, the two adults that were granted custodial, being the primary custodian of the three well, actually, it was the two boys. The 3-month-old girl wasn't mentioned in that, but that is a contempt of court. There is going to be an issue because they were negligent on their agreement in the court system for the juveniles. So I'm not saying that's what it is, but that's a crime. Being in contempt of court, everyone knows that that's a crime. But you're right. There's no telling what kind of spinoff is going to come from that statement, unfortunately, because people will just take bits and pieces and just use it for their narrative.
Somebody stated in chat they have now updated the statement. They said due to clerical error. So it's probably just it's probably just clerical, like, legal terminology that they use. Every missing person is an actual investigation. And it's a criminal prosecution. I mean, the kid's missing at some point. Even if the toddler was found wandering off, it was still an investigation. And let's say that something happened to the child, it's still listed under potential. Everything listed under potential criminal has the potential to be prosecuted as criminal. Yeah.
But that does not mean that the people of that residence are the ones that they are saying that is under criminal investigation. Is that what you mean?
What I mean is it's just a legal term that they use. So just standard procedure. They took the pursuant of that section and took the actual wording from that section of why they're not giving the information out. So they just copied the law and pasted it in here.
It's like an umbrella, basically.
Yeah.
An umbrella term.
Yeah.
I'm following you. Okay.
Yeah. So people will take that and run with it. And I don't think that's what they intended to do. I just think that it's just a legal term of why they're not granting the body cam footage or the 911 center calls.
Yeah.
And it's just a legality that they use. The other thing that I find very interesting is I have done work on Broadcastify to release some of the information. And what I gather from my Broadcastify, and maybe the Broadcastify is wrong, but the 911 call went in at 9:39 was stated in the actual press conference that we watched earlier. The thing is that it said 9:39, but dispatch didn't dispatch anybody until, according to Broadcastify, it said from 9:50 is when I caught it on the Broadcastify. So from 9:50 to 10:20 was the Broadcastify period of time. But at 13 minutes into that Broadcastify, which would be 10:03, is when the first dispatch went out. And that bothers me. The reason why it bothers me is why did they wait and not do it while the mother was on the phone to put out that dispatch? Or is Broadcastify wrong? And then later on, we find that they did their investigation. The initial arriving officers did their investigation. And that's why they're asking for these, because they all hear the same Broadcastify that I do. And the times don't add up why the dispatch took so long. So that's why I like talking about facts, because we can talk about that as being a fact. The other thing is that they didn't dispatch more units there until 10:24, according to later on information that they received while an officer was on scene. And I don't know. We don't know until more 911 calls from that residence are obtained by FOIA. We don't know if that is normal procedure. We don't know if they're backed up in the county with other calls. We don't know. There's a lot of we don't knows. And it's not helping the child at all. I'll tell you that much.
No, it's not. And I was just curious how busy that particular area is, because this is what I'm understanding you say. So the phone call came in at 22, 9:39. You said, are you saying that the actual dispatch person did not get on the radio to inform, available people to go out, like available people in the area? Like, whenever I say people, I mean like police officers, any available car to go out to that residence? Or was it that they did not respond like they did not get there until that time. That's where I'm having
So
confusion for myself.
So I went to the Broadcastify. I started listening. I knew that the original phone call was around 9:40, 9:30. So I listened from 9:30 to 10 o'clock. I listened from 9:30 to 9:50. I was like, the call has to be in here. Well, there was nothing. The first call that came out from dispatch to dispatch a deputy, and I backed the blue. I'm not saying that they did anything wrong. And Broadcastify may be delayed. It might not add up on there, but
I got you.
What I've gathered is that 13 minutes into the 9:50 the 9:50 to 10:20 time period on Broadcastify is 13 minutes into that little clip of the 37 minute or whatever it is that they cover. It was at 13 minutes in, so that would put it at 10:03 that dispatch somebody. Now maybe it's procedure there, and I don't know this because I'm not a 911 operator, but maybe it's the procedure not to dispatch while they're still on the phone and they were still collecting all the information so that they could put it out correctly.
Well, I will say this, normally, out of all honesty, in my experience, say, for instance, we had a crisis call to a residence. We kept someone on the phone until a responding officer was at the residence, not only to make sure that this is the correct place, but we had this person on the phone and can confirm, indeed, yes, we have a responding officer in our doorway right now. That's what I've always experienced in my professionally and, personally, in the event that they usually keep the individual on the phone, I thought.
Well, I thought the same thing, that they would. So if they called in at 9:39 at like 9:40, but maybe something's wrong with the Broadcastify and I'm missing something. Maybe it's overlapped, or I don't know the exact timestamps because they just give you an hour window on the archives to download. I don't know if they're spot on. It would be something that it would be nice if they cleared it up when that dispatch call went out, because these news reporters are using Broadcastify to get the little clippings as well, and that would be why they're requesting for body cam footage and the 911 calls, because they want to know if it was dispatched at the same time.
I got you. That makes perfect sense, but you're right. Sometimes things are going on and have been basically dealt with before it goes over the air, saying these things, and the timestamps might be different based on their time they received it versus the time that it was actually dealt with on their end. That makes all the sense in the world to me.
Yeah.
Because there's a delay. I mean, there's a delay there.
Yes. And even in regular scanner feeds, unless you have like an actual scanner sitting next to you, there is a delay on those as well. I do know that there is opportunity for them to completely switch channels and not say any of it. I just question it because facts are facts. And the fact that the 911 or the dispatch to dispatch an officer didn't go out until 10:03 with very limited information, it may be wrong. I hope that it's not.
I agree, but I do know what you mean. Whenever they go to a different channel, a lot of times, let's just say an individual has a warrant and they have been notified this individual is at this residence, they will go to a private channel. So because a lot of these criminals do have type of scanner radios in their homes, so they can be a step ahead of law enforcement, so they can make a run for it. Because if they're hearing it on the scanner, they have like a few minutes to get gone,
Yeah. Yes, I will be covering the press conference from today.
Well, I appreciate you so much for letting me up. You've cleared up so many questions I've had. And again, I appreciate you covering this with facts and grace and respect. And I'm going to drop down in chat. I'm not going to leave you, but I've got my bell on. And I'm excited to see what comes from your channel, because I see it growing. You're an amazing, amazing creator, and I cannot thank you enough.
Thank you very, very much. And thank you for coming up. Okay.
See ya.
See you. All right. I did pin the StreamYard link to the top. I will. What time is it? It's at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Who is covering the presser? Like what news? Here, I'll show you where I found. Give me 1 second here. I didn't find it. Sluggy found it this morning and sent it to me. Hold on here 1 second, as I'm getting messages like crazy here. So go back. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go. I want to see what the difference is. Here, I'll turn back on my camera. I want to see what the difference is in the News Nation, because they released a new thing 4 hours ago. So they did one 15 hours ago, and then they released another new one. There is 3 seconds off of the other one that they released. Be interesting to hear what they have to say. Yes, it would. Hi, Opal, and welcome in, everybody. I'm going to play this thing to see what this other News Nation thing is here. Give me 1 second while it reloads here.
Happening now, police in Georgia are frantically searching for a missing 20-month-old boy.
Yeah, local police and the FBI have worked 20-hour days since Quinton Simon vanished on Wednesday, searching forests everywhere for this little boy. Stephanie Haynes has the list on the search efforts. Stephanie?
Yeah, right back up this morning. Every minute at this point is so critical, and police are holding out hope that they can still bring that little boy home alive. Quinton Simon is 20 months old, and as police stress, this is a missing person investigation. At this point, say they do not believe any foul play is involved. Their search is robust. Police and the FBI, as you said, are searching with helicopters, drones, dogs, through thick forests and ponds and dumpsters and drain pipes. They are going door to door. Everyone is desperate to find this little boy. Police was last seen around 6 a.m. last Wednesday at his home, but around 5:30 that morning, the boy's babysitter got a text from Quinton's mother saying she didn't need to watch him that day. But then the babysitter says she got a text from Quinton's grandmother asking if she had seen little Quinton. Then Quinton's mother called 911.
I get a text at 9 o'clock saying, "Have I seen Quinton?" I immediately go to their house. I try to help them look. They didn't want that. So I've just been waiting around like everybody else.
Police have searched the home where Quinton lives with his mother, his siblings, his grandparents, and the mother's boyfriend. A police report shows Quinton's mother got into an argument with Quinton's grandmother last month, where she told police she was on probation, Quinton's mother, and didn't want any trouble. According to that report, Quinton's uncle says his mother has Quinton's mother has a history of stealing for drugs. Then a few days later, Quinton's grandmother tried to evict Quinton's mother, the boyfriend, and the kids, saying, quote, "No one is living in peace." Family tells our affiliate in Savannah, WSAV, that the Quinton's mother and her boyfriend were released after being questioned by police for several hours. There is a tip line set up. As you can see that number on your screen, it is 912-667-3134. Guys.
Yeah, I appreciate you reading it for us. Stephanie Haynes, thank you so much.
And this is why I say facts matter, because the parents were obviously questioned and definitely needs to be noted. They were released, maybe taking the investigation into a different route. I want to let me go to the police thing here real quick. Just do a refresh to see what else. Outpost. Let's see if there's any new posts real quick. This is just a legality term. Ongoing criminal prosecution is an investigation. Every single missing person case is an investigation. This is just in their code, in Georgia code. That is the section that found relevant to ban them from getting the FOIA to go through. So I wouldn't pay much attention to it. It's just a legal terminology to cover themselves. Mom has lied from the start. That's not a good sign. We don't know if that's to be fact, though. I'm just saying. So here's the theory. Mom, boyfriend, hold on here 1 second. I want to go to videos real quick. Sort by most recent. 9 hours ago, 14 hours ago, 16 hours ago, and then nothing. So hold on here. Chatham. I don't know if it's Chatham or Chatham. If I say it wrong, I'm sorry to the county of Chatham or Chatham. I think it's called Chatham, but so here I will show you what I know. Oops. I don't know what I did there. So this was the post from this. There are no overnight developments to report, but Chief Hadley will hold a brief for media today at 2 p.m. as CCPD headquarters will continue to update you on more as more information becomes available. And then there's the poster. So we will be logging into that as well. Day 5. I mean, they've done a really good job of posting stuff here. Reported missing approximately 9:40. He was wearing a light blue Sesame Street shirt and black pants. With the Sizzle app, executed search warrants and continued interviewing those who might have information that could be helpful in the investigation. Searches in concentration outdoor area are also continuing. The case remains as a missing child investigation. We're going to hold out hope that he's still alive. And then there's the tip number there. We have Chatham County in North Carolina too. Is pronounced Chatham. Yeah, that's what I thought it was, is Chatham. I did post a link if anybody wants to come up, give their 2 cents. I don't want to play the babysitter's little thing. If you want to watch it, it's over at Sluggish Sleuth's channel. As they've been covering that in the evenings. There was a couple daytime things. I just want to see what else. I wanted to show this again. I wanted to show that this is August 8th or August 17th, 2021. I won't play the sound here, but it just shows the mother and grandma loving people, and they care for each other. I don't know what's changed since then, but there's that. That's on TikTok. I do want to go here. Let me go back out of here. Let me go over here and search. Videos. Oops. Sorry, I'm looking up some things here. Just bear with me for 1 second. I found something interesting this morning. And of course, birds. Bear with me here for a second. I thought I saw some videos of Quinton, but maybe they've been taken down since. Yeah, I don't see them. Hold on here. Let me check the babysitter's other profile, since there's 2 of them. We're going to go... Search. People. Oh. Yeah, looks like they're not there anymore. Be careful. One has the kids with no clothes in. I know, Jesse. What I wanted to show you guys is that there was videos of them in the backyard. Little Quinton was in a little walker. He scooted around in the little crawler, or it's like a walker. It's like a little buggy thing that you sit in. And he was going around, and there was some divots and stuff in the backyard. So they were keeping him off of certain things. Have y'all not seen Grandma's rap sheet as long as a receipt from the Dollar Tree? As long as, oh, that's funny. Oh, they're on the grandma's profile. That's what I thought, but let me just go here real quick. So the one thing I want to point out is, so as I search here, that should be good. So as I've been searching and looking at different things, the one thing that I find that is strange is I don't have any recent videos of grandmother here with Quinton, and I still don't see. This is a public profile. I'm not friends with them, but I do see older pictures. There's not like updated recent pictures, and it's questioned me. Family with many issues, I believe. Yes, indeed. The link is posted to the top of chat there. We're just going to go a couple more minutes here, and then I'm going to break. And then if you can all tune back in when it's time. I just wanted to point out a couple things. I'm going to point out this video here. Cake. We're going to do this one here real quick. He's laughing, not crying. So, oops. We want that off. Anyways, sorry about that. I just wanted to show that they were playing in a playpen outside. So is this the playpen that they played from? I don't know. That's a public profile over on Facebook. You're going to all go check it out for yourself, as I'm going to go full screen here. Whoops, that wasn't it. So the biggest thing is what we're going to do is we're going to come back here in a half an hour and go over the press thing. If the presser doesn't start right away, then I can go into, I want to get to the babysitter's interview, or the babysitter wanted to go live. We're going to break that down some. We're going to go over that, what is facts in there and what's not, and how we have to take her word for what she sees that happens. And then we're going to ask some questions throughout that interview. I hope she told the detectives that interview before it happened. That may be why it had to come down, because she didn't talk with investigators before she did it. I don't know. I'm just here to show what facts are. And the biggest thing is Quinton's still missing, everybody. Grab his poster. There is a new one on the Chatham webpage. Chatham webpage. Definitely share that out there. Let's share it everywhere. He didn't get an Amber Alert, and he should have got one. And as always, everybody, we'll wind this down. I'll play my intro again just to get out of here. You're doing a great job. Thank you, guys. Oh, yes. Since everybody's here, there was like 60 people in here and only 35 likes. We need to get those thumbs up more. We're going to wind down a little bit. I'm going to replay my introduction here as my outro. And everybody come back. I'm going to make a new thumbnail, and we'll get some more stuff going here. And facts matter. Just remember that as you watch other channels. Facts are facts. You can form your own opinion. I'm not saying don't watch them. Their stuff is relevant too. You piece all the pieces to the puzzle together, and you come out with the exit. So, and as I always say, if you see something, say something. If the babysitter saw something, she should have said something. We wouldn't be here right now if she did. And on that note, everybody, I will be back live in a half hour. Oh, welcome to my channel, Level Headed with Levi T. Please hit the subscribe button, the like button, and set the bell notification to all. Please also share this. Let's get into it.
Don't wait up. I've been working hard every day, living dreams for a pay stub. Yeah, straight up. 5 years later, like I said, I would make it on my way up. It's all up. Coming from the nation, lay the foundation, true stuff. Yeah, too tough. We ain't giving up on our dreams, everything is ahead of us. Stay true to your path, it's not where you start, it's all where you're at. It's where you end up when your back's to the mat. Do you cripple the flat or get up off your back? Deliver these facts to see them react. The stadium's packed, they all gonna snap. The motivated attract, the escalated attack, the frustrated hit back. Yeah, we move fast. I wanna change everything. I swear I'll do anything just to get where I wanna be. I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop, no. I won't let go. I won't drop, no. And I won't let go. I won't stop, no. I won't let go. I won't drop, no. And I won't let go. It's automatic, I'm always getting after it. If you ain't working, I don't understand what's happening. There's not enough time just to be imagining. You gotta take some action towards practicing. I know it's not easy, but you gotta get out there. Make your own meaning, can't afford to have doubts. They'll interrupt here, man, I just wanna look out there. The crowd all screaming.